From Diana Gabaldon's initial plan to keep Outlander a secret, to Sam Heughan going commando while shooting. These are some Outlander facts fans didn't know. I wouldn't be any good at my job if I didn't tell you that Diana wanted to keep Outlander to herself as her secret project. It was just her little practice book, like doodling in a notebook for fun. But here's what's fascinating. One day, Diana got into an online argument with a guy about things related to pregnancy. Things got so heated that instead of just shrugging it off, she decided to prove her point by sharing a section of her draft where a character describes pregnancy in vivid detail. Boom! It was like a mic drop moment. People on the forum went wild, asking for more and more. They couldn't get enough of Diana's writing, and she delivered. She kept posting more pieces of the story, and other readers were gobbling it up like popcorn at the movies. But wait, it gets even better. One particular reader who was absolutely hooked on Diana's writing had some serious connections in the literary world and got her in touch with an agent. Next thing you knew, she was signing a 3-book contract like a superstar. But then, even after the book received a lot of recognition, Diana never really considered it worthy of a TV show. Initially, they wanted to turn it into a full-blown movie, not just a TV show. Guess who they had their eyes on to play Claire? None other than the talented Katherine Heigl, known for her role in Grey's Anatomy.
How hard was it to get the part on Grey's Anatomy as you're coming up? I mean, was that
tough.
Multiple auditions, the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Did you know when you got that show was going to be huge?
No.
The producers were all on board with casting her, and the public loved the idea too. In fact, in 2010, the New York Times ran an awesome profile on Katherine, where she was dropping hints about her potential involvement in Outlander. She said something like, "Scotland, 2012, what do you think?" But hold on, we don't need to answer that question because, well, you know what happened. Things took a different turn, and the movie idea was shelved. Instead, Outlander found its true calling as a TV series. And man, am I grateful for that. Can you imagine if it had been a movie? We might have missed out on all those fantastic seasons of Outlander goodness. So kudos to the TV powers that be for making the right call.
Yeah.
Good. Now I have your attention. And you're going to listen to me.
And while the showrunners would have definitely gone for Katherine had it been a film, the decision to cast Claire wasn't as easy when it came to the series. Producer Ronald Moore spilled the beans about their journey. And let me say, it was a roller coaster. They went through a bunch of actresses and a mountain of audition tapes, like a marathon of talent searching. They were on the lookout for that special something. Claire had to be smart and strong-willed and needed this captivating quality where you could practically see her thoughts playing out on the screen. And with all those requirements, it felt like finding someone suitable would be impossible. But then, one fateful day, it happened. A light bulb moment. When Katrina Balfe's audition tape graced their screens, they knew they'd struck gold. They found their Claire, and she was a force to be reckoned with.
You tried to die on me, didn't you? That's why you had Roger and Ian bring you in here.
Katrina brought that spark and that magic that they'd been looking for all along. And you know what's amazing about the Outlander world? While there's no denying that the writers are hard at work, the viewers are often doing the most for the series. For instance, did you know that the show has a whole cookbook dedicated to it? Teresa Carl Sanders, a talented Canadian author, cooked up a brilliant idea. She gathered a bunch of recipes that were inspired by the show, and it generated a lot of buzz. But it wasn't all praise. Some high-profile Scottish chefs became all fired up over the book, all because they didn't like that she mixed modern American recipes with their traditional Scottish ones. But Teresa, being the awesome person she is, she stood her ground and defended her choices. And she had a darn good explanation for it. You see, Outlander has this magical blend of settings. It takes place both in Bonnie, Scotland and across the USA. So of course, it makes sense to have a mix of flavors from both places.
When we had coin in the gemstones, I was a man with means of providing, but now we're penniless.
The book was all about celebrating the diverse culinary journey that the characters go on in the story. And Teresa also pointed out that some folks might have gotten their kilts in a twist because they were confused about the plot of the books. But once you realize the story hops between Scotland and America, it all makes perfect sense. While I'm talking about people doing the most, how can I not mention John Bell, the man who brought in his whole family just so he could get the role? The talented actor who played young Ian was very excited when he got the news that he got the part. You won't believe what he did next to prepare for the role. As soon as he heard the news, he couldn't wait to dive into the world of Outlander. So he went straight to the trusty old wiki page to get all the juicy details he could find about the show and his character. But he didn't stop there. John wanted to immerse himself fully in the Outlander universe, so he grabbed those fantastic books and ate them up like a hungry wolf. He wanted to know every little thing about his character and the amazing story that unfolded. But the best part, he turned it into a family affair. John roped in his mom and his dear old grandmother to join him in a little Outlander book club. How adorable is that? They'd all get together, probably with cups of tea and some cozy blankets, and chat about the incredible world Diana had crafted. But that's not the only secret about the show. Did you know Diana had never set foot in Scotland until she got some cash from her book advance? Even though Scotland's breathtaking landscape might seem like the inspiration behind Outlander, she'd never really visited. Since that's the case, where did the spark come from? Well, Diana actually got her inspiration from an old rerun of War Games, a Doctor Who episode on PBS. And there he was, the charming Scotsman Jamie McCrimmon, played by Fraser Hines. Seeing Jamie on the screen ignited something magical in Diana's mind. She thought, why not craft a fantastical tale set in 18th century Scotland? And just like that, Outlander was born. Before you start imagining the Doctor's time-traveling blue box zooming through the Scottish Highlands, take a second and listen. Outlander's time travel is a whole different ballgame. Instead of a boxy contraption, the characters step through mysterious portals, thanks to genetic luck and some shiny gemstones. And here's a fun tidbit. Diana wanted to give a little nod to her Doctor Who inspiration, so she named her hunky hero Jamie Fraser after the beloved Doctor Who character Jamie McCrimmon. And while you might think that you know everything about the series, I'm pretty sure you didn't know that there's one character who has a whole book series. Yep, it's Lord John Grey. He made his grand debut in Dragonfly and Amber, an Outlander novel. As you already know, he's quite a complex character. He's a nobleman's son and an army officer, but he carries a secret that could cost him his life in those times. He's gay, and that's no easy matter to navigate. But Diana knew Lord John had so much more to offer. She felt he deserved his own spotlight. So she gave him a chance to shine in a short story called Lord John and the Hellfire Club. It was a smashing hit in 1998's Past Poisons and Ellis Peters Memorial Anthology of Historical Crime. Fans loved it, and the demand for more Lord John grew. So what did Diana do? She penned some more novellas, all focusing on this character. The result? The fantastic Lord John Grey series, set within the timeline of Voyager, the third book in the Outlander saga. With each new installment, fans got to unravel more layers of Lord John's personality, witnessing his struggles, bravery, and love in a world that didn't always understand or accept him. But wait, if that shocked you, this next one's going to leave you with your jaw on the floor. Did you know Jamie was often commando in the scenes where he'd be wearing his kilt? Ewan, who brilliantly portrays the dashing Jamie, proudly confessed to being a true Scotsman in every sense of the word. He even talked about how wearing that kilt without anything underneath was one of the highlights of working on the show for him. So there you have it. From Sam Heughan going commando while shooting, to Diana Gabaldon initially planning to keep Outlander a secret. Those were some Outlander facts fans didn't know.